Perfect spirit. It's time to unleash that prosperity. So that's what we're diving into today is about prosperity and giving you those insights to help you move that step forward. So welcome. I'm Sam, the Miracle Man. So today's all about answering your questions, and we're just letting this go out there into the ethers and see who joins in today. So we have to realize, that that everything is possible, and it's simply this mind that creates interference, doesn't really know the way forward. So I really want to tune into everyone here today, ask those questions, and we can dive deep into these answers, this clarity. So I have a question that I posted earlier, and let's talk about this, why people are joining in here. So what's the same between you, the sun, and let's say like a $10 bill? So what is the common denominator among all of that? Yourself, the sun, and a $10 bill. What's common there? So just think about that. What is the common denominator? Well, for one, you didn't create any of them because they all come from the same source. They're all from this one energy, this one quantum field. And we simply need to get out of the way, if you will, that the mind is constantly creating interference, disruptions. So we need to calm that mind down by being here in this moment and realizing that the answer is within us, that we know, and simply the mind creating difficulties. So this is the whole point of my new group is these intuitive insights so we can unleash that prosperity. The prosperity is here right now, whether it's prosperity in health, finances, careers, relationships, 1,001 things. We're abundant in all those areas. It's simply the mind saying, no, you can't have this, you can't do this, you can't do that. All this mental interference. It's really tapping into that perfect spirit to realize that we're a superhero. The real us is the superhero that can do all things. The real you is confident, self assured, strong. And we are all gifted. We all have abilities. It's simply the mind saying, you do not. So I see Dowie watching. I don't know if anybody else is watching, but we really just need to tap into this greater essence that is us. So I have some decks out today. I got the Shaman's deck and I have the Energetic deck here today to really dive into these insights. So I did write something down. Let me see what I did write something down. Let me see what did I write earlier that was pretty interesting. Um, what did I write here? It was like, yeah, right. This was like superheroes are confident and strong. The real you is a superhero. Do you know this, that you're a superhero? Oh, hey Stacy. Hey Chris. Thanks for joining in. So if you have questions, let's dive into those. We have to realize that we are the superhero. That we were the real us was never born, never dies, wasn't created, and we're just in this universal flow of energy. So it's simply finding that step forward to get that clarity into the situation. That's all we're trying to do is get clarity to move forward. So what I want to do today, and this is why I'm working with these intuitive insights, it isn't just me. I'm actually going to tune into your consciousness stream and see that way forward. Because I've been working with this energy of perfect spirit, the true essence of us, for over 10 years now. So I have lots of people coming to me. I have a doctor that helps me with it. I help him with his contracts, hiring staff, working with his sons on how to get to the schools of their choices. And people can ask me the craziest questions and I won't know. but there's a deeper knowing within all of us. So I'm just here for questions today. So I saw Chris and Stacy, but they don't look like they're here right now. But that's all good. Right. So prosperity is always flowing. The only thing we really need to change is letting go of surrendering and following that deeper voice within all of us, that we know the answers. So what I'm doing for this new group, if you see the details, now the first month is free, like a 30-day trial, so it's just free. I want you to tap into this collective energy to be the best version of yourself, you could say. But the best version isn't about doing, it isn't about trying. It's simply about being here in this moment. So welcome. We have more people joining in here. So I'm really here for you today. All right. So how do we tap into this deeper energy and letting go of limitations of time constraints? Let's find the point of focus on that. So let's pull the Oracle energy deck and we'll just go into that. So what is the answer for Dowey relating this? For her to go deeper into the level of energy. Um, Acceptance. It's a great reminder that it all begins by accepting ourselves just as we are. No judgment, no criticism, letting go of any notion of self improvement because you can't improve the real self, your true self. We have to accept the body, the mind. They do what they do. I can either be steered by the mind, usually into the weeds, into the chaos, into the confusion, or we can just accept ourselves by being here in this moment and allowing ourselves to follow this divine voice within all of us, this deeper intuitive voice. And so this is so welcome. So have you just started doing this? No, I've been tapped into Perfect Spirit for 10 years now. This is where one of the points of difference, and we're just going to tap into you as in a moment here. And that's one of the point of differences. There's a lot of readers out there, a lot of psychics, if you will, but not really many know themselves as perfect spirit, as soul, as consciousness. It's still a concept, it's still an intellectual exercise for them. But when you're in this place of knowing, life just changes. There's a synchronicity that happens. Let me see what the energy is around you. Oh, let's take a look. Oh, we get acceptance and we get follow this by self-love. And that really goes with acceptance, is just loving yourself unconditionally, letting go of any of the demands, any pressures, any metrics to see if you're measuring up. And these metrics could be your size of your bank account, your house, your health, whatever it may be. We have these benchmarks we measure against ourselves. And this creates a lot of judgment, a lot of criticism. We need to let all that go and realize I'm doing my best here in this moment. And that is enough. And skills improve with time, but time is really a human concept. It's really about just tapping in and just being here. All right, let's dive into Stacy here. All right, let's take a look. Okay, let's see the energy, or let's see the point of focus on that. Okay, Stacy, point of focus. Okay. you're getting the action card, acting from this deeper place, not trying to force something. Yes, the sale is possible, but you need to be mindful of the mind forcing, demanding that it go a certain way, just to really take this divine action. The mind wants to plan out all 5, 7, 10, 30, 50 steps, whatever it may be, and that's taking you out of your power. So you want to take a divine look. What is the next step? What is the next step I need to take for this? And just focus on taking the small steps. It just feels like your mind wants to take this big chunk, seeing already the building sold, seeing the money there, like the outcome. It's completely outcome focused. And that's the default state of the mind is the end goal. Because mind doesn't like to do the work. But there's really no work. It's just like, okay, let me be here. What is my next best step? That's what you need to ask yourself. What is the next best step? And not taking a look at the whole goal. Okay. So you can have it all. There is no limitations. But we need to let go of the outcome. We set the intention, we let go of the outcome, and we let go of trying to figure things out. We let go of trying to understand. We just simply rely on our deeper voice, the place of knowing. And this is a practice because the mind will confuse you. And that's the next skill is discerning the mental voice versus your true voice. True voice is do this, do that with no story, no explanation. Intuitive voice will say something like drink water because it will keep you hydrated. It will give you all the reasons why you need to do something. It will try to convince you to do something. Spirit does no convincing. It doesn't give you any stories, nothing. Do this, do that. This is where the body and mind have to then take over to take that inspired action, which means acting from that spiritual voice within all of us. That's all that's required of us is to act from the voice of spirit, to unleash our true potential. We unleash by being here in this moment and learning to trust this deeper voice. So I'm not sure if there's anybody else watching here. If there's any more questions. I don't think the count's really right today on the lives, but that's, technology. It's all good. So Spirit wanted you to know one thing. What would that be? So let's just dive into that. So if Spirit wanted you to know one thing, what would that be? Oh, hey, Chris. Um, I love this. This is a great thing. If Spirit wanted you to know one thing, is that you're the manifestation of light. That light is the true essence. So this answers the question. What's the common denominator between you, the sun, and the $10 bill? It's all manifestation of light. It's all energy. And we can have it all. There's no one judging you, criticizing you, saying you can't have this or that. You can have it all because it's all a manifestation of light. All right, so what does Chris need to know? Okay, Chris, feeling this card for you. Hope things are well out there. Let's dive in. Hmm. Wow, great light. Just reminding you, Chris, that you are the shining light. Just realize there's darkness there. I'm going to connect to you, Chris. I just feel like I need to connect. lots of busyness, lots of darkness. I have the image of like you're trying to explore these various dark caves and you're really not sure which way to go. It's like this darkness, this darkness, this darkness. Just like trying to make different choices on different levels of darkness because mine has you all confused. That's the way I'm seeing the situation. But just realize, turn inward. Notice how the eyes are looking externally. So you want to start looking back at yourself and realize that I'm the shining light and it casts out all this darkness. And I'm allowing this light to show the way that I don't need to figure anything out. I don't need to understand why things are happening. I just need to reflect back onto my light and I really allow this to provide the next step. Then we inquire, okay, then what's the next step? It's all about slowing down, allowing your light to radiate the path, to slow things down, to see if they're in your truth, your alignment. Okay. Um, all right. So, what's a great reminder from Spirit that we are the manifestation of light. The chair, the floor, the mouse, pens, cards, it's all manifestation of one energy, the state of oneness. The mind lives in separation. When we get out of the separation, we come back into a synchronicity. So we just want to be here to let go of the confusion. Realize you are sitting, listening, and there's no separation between the listening and the speaking. It is that one continuous stream of energy. And we are this one stream of energy. Hello, Casey. Any question for you? Anything where you need clarity? Or generally, what's going on in your life? What's the situation? What's the challenge of the day? Because life is filled with challenges. It's filled with contrasts. Through contrasts, we grow. And we only have those contrasts when we're trapped in these mental stories. Because no matter how much you try to be in spirit, we're still human, we still have thoughts, we still get trapped. And this is how we grow. We see, there's the story again. Let me come back to my light. So, Casey, any questions for you, or just want a general reading here for Casey? Let's take a look. I'll just do a general reading because I'm not seeing anything. For Casey, um, the positive action. It's all about taking that right step. What is the next best step for you? Not from what the mind says, not what other people say, not with their mandates, not with their demands. No, what's the right action for you? And that's perfect. Trust that voice. Really trust in your own voice. Don't allow somebody else to dictate your life. Trust that deeper voice within you. Take that inspired action to take that right step, that right action. It's not about figuring things out. Casey, how does that work for you when you're trying to figure things out? If you could just relax and trust yourself. or figure things out. Which one will serve you better? Well, we just need to relax into this moment. The key to life is really relaxation, allowing that wisdom to rise up. But we just can't continue to sit there and relax. When that wisdom arises, we need to take those action, those steps. You could be sitting there and you just have this insight to go buy a lottery ticket. But your mind goes, nah, that's a waste of $1. I'm just going to sit here and watch TV. I'm just going to go do this or that. Then you just happen to catch the lottery by chance and you're saying, wow, I would have picked those numbers. And you'll see you didn't listen to yourself. You didn't trust that voice. Like I said earlier, Spirit will not give you any reasons. It will not demand anything from you. It's just a voice. No demands, no reasons. Just do this, do that. It's your choice to take that action. That's the skill of discernment of I'll bring this up from Casey. This is a really good, definitely from when it's time to take action. That's the voice of discernment to really see what's coming from my deeper self and what's coming from the mental story. And sometimes we need to explore this. Is it a demanding voice that you must do this, that you should be doing this? Does it like must, have, should, a story behind it? Or is it just simply a hunch, a knowing that, wow, I think I need to go do this. Then we just do that. We just get that little glimpse that this is right. And we don't want to overthink things. When it just feels right at that moment, we do that. But it usually takes like a moment or two for the mind to discount that voice. So it's really about taking action right away. Or maybe if you're not paying attention, the voice comes in for a moment with a whisper and it's gone. Then you just get distracted and you lose that information. So then you just have to relax and just put that intent back out there. Please repeat. Please guide. Please help. Be in a state of gratitude and allow that wisdom to re-arise. All right, what can I do to ensure I flourish and thrive? Okay, let's take a look at that one. Flourish and thrive. Let's go to the shaman's deck. Just one card. Let's see the point of focus. That's all I need is a point of focus. Where we go with this? Oh, the path card, which is kind of ironic because there are no paths. All paths are usually external. You have to realize there's no paths, there's no levels, there's no specific way. Just your way. Just turning the mirror back to yourself, to your light, and allow it to illuminate the way to see that ultimately there is no path, that it's just all reflecting back to us to follow your light. One, the next step, letting go of the outcome, setting the intention, allow the light to illuminate. That's all that's required of us is to follow our light. It's that simple. The mind loves, loves, loves the complexity. I need to read all these books. I need to sign up for these courses. I need to listen to these gurus. I need to travel to these conferences. No, you just need to follow your light. If anything, you have a person to guide you back to your light, to your truth, to help you dive deeper and deeper and deeper into who you truly are, to reestablish that connection. All right, I see a few more people joining here. I think I have time for one more question. Then I'm heading off for the day. I'll be back tomorrow night with soul messages. But tomorrow night, I'm just going to take questions. I think that's more helpful when I take questions. I don't want to give you more ideas, take you off your path. Your path is your path. Usually your path is external. So I want to get that external path back to the inward path. It's always the inward path that realized that everything's the manifestation of light, that we were never born, never died, never created. You did not create you. Your parents did not create you. You were here before your parents were born. Because the real you is perfect spirit, the soul, the consciousness, the source, which was never created because it's always been here. And when you know this, then you are free. All right, I'm not seeing any last questions here, so I'm going to wind it down here in a moment. So this whole intuitive insight group is about is really unleashing your prosperity, your potential to get you back pointed to your light. So December is free to tap into your strength, your light. That's the whole thing I want, is that we can do intense work to get rid of the mental debris. And when its work is done, you just join in every so often just to remind yourself, because the mind gets lost in the weeds on occasion. We just want to remind you that you are the light. There is no external path. There is nothing to figure out. We simply need to act on our knowing and to understand what is our knowing. That is the challenge. If there's any challenge, it's to discern the mental voice versus our deeper true voice. That's all. All right, well, take good care of yourself. I'm winding it down, not saying anything. Actually, Arsley just jumped in. Yeah, so yeah, that's the whole key. And Eckhart Tolle talks about this. Seth talks about this. Ram Dass talks about this. All these spiritual teachers talk about this one key. The point of power is in this moment, the power of now. So when you're facing a challenge, come back to now, to the best of your ability. Doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes, an hour later, 10 days later, when you realize, back to my light, back to my strength. All right, so last card for Arsley, then we're done for today. So Arsley, your card. Let's take a quick leak. The last card for the day. Beginnings, reminding you that it's always a fresh start, always new possibilities. Because this now is a continuation. You are a continuation. There is no point that we can say this is now. For the words that the time that took me to speak that, this moment has changed. It's like now. It's a constant stream. So you're always hitting reset, and each moment has new choice, new possibilities. So we need to grab a hold of those opportunities as they appear, because life, it's here one moment, gone the next. And life being this relative life, this human body experience. But ultimately, we are spiritual beings. We need to take hold of this moment to realize we can always hit reset. All right. I'll talk to everyone Monday. Take good care of yourself. Bye for now. Hopefully, we'll see you in a new group. We're doing the first session this Wednesday on unleashing the potentials within you, the unleashing that prosperity, to remind you that there's nothing different between you and this $10 bill and the sun, the floor, the earth. It's all manifestation of light. Take good care of yourself. Talk soon.